115.
That's me dressed as a bumblebee with Rebecca.
That's...
And Beck's a ladybug.
Why?
Because that was my idea when I turned 14. And she
Why
was fully on board. She thought that was like the best idea ever too.
And why are they the only two that are on?
Oh, because this is the only computer that has a disk drive, and these photos were saved on my old school discs. And so I tried to find them for her birthday, because she made a comment about, I don't want the bug photos to ever come up.
Right.
And I was like, wow, challenge accepted. So, found the bug pictures. We went to dinner like that.
It's kind of embarrassing.
We went to an Italian restaurant. Wasn't Halloween, wasn't anything. It was
I'm kind
just...
of glad I wasn't there.
Yeah, it was just me, Beck, and then my other friend at the time.
Weird.
She was a butterfly. And then we went to the park and ran around and had a photo shoot.
Even weirder. So anyway, shall we get started?
Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways. Welcome to Tales of Old Fables. What? Tooth. I love it.
I really hate it.
My name's Mel. Today I'm joined by Ryan.
Hello.
Alright, so today I'm actually doing... I do have another special episode for you coming up, but for today I'm going to actually do part 2 of your last one.
Oh, does that mean I had to remember it?
Well, no. We can refresh. Do you remember... What do you remember of your episode?
Adopt a child.
Yes. And he had some real problems about being adopted.
And everyone knew, but he didn't.
Yeah. Even though they kept telling him. Continuously.
That might be about it.
Okay, so one thing I need to address first. Do you remember what his name was?
No.
Because I said it wrong the whole episode.
Well, that's good then. Then I don't remember it.
So, I have to put a disclaimer on your episode. To say, I know, I'm so sorry, I was stupid.
Wow. And you're the one that's meant to know all these things.
I know. I was discussing it with my brother. And I was like, oh yeah, do you know about Oedipus? And he's like, do you mean Oedipus? And I'm like, no, I mean Oedipus. And he's like, I'm pretty sure it's Oedipus. And I Googled it. So, we're talking about Oedipus. The O is silent.
Wow. In all defense, why have no?
Why have an O? Mm-hmm. Greek. Screwing with me.
Mm.
Foreign languages in general. They're just trying to get you. To make me sound dumb.
Yeah, we can't really blame you for it.
Well...
You should know.
I should have known.
You should have known, but still.
It would have been a 2-second Google to just confirm. But I didn't. So, alas. And I'm probably going to screw up all the names in this, so because I haven't Googled any of them either, so...
Why don't you spell them phonetically?
One of them I have. There's one, I forget where it is. But one of... Yeah, I have written Amphiarus.
You couldn't remember Amphiarus.
But that's not how it's spelled.
How's it spelled?
Oh, I think I kept spelling it phonetically throughout my notes, so I didn't. Oh, there it is. So it's like weirder. It's with a PH.
I would have definitely read that as Amphiarus anyway. Epidibus. Sounds like a spell.
Oh my god. Okay. But yes. So I'm gonna screw it up and call him Oedipus again. But Oedipus. So if you remember, he was also known for his swollen feet because he had the nails stuck through it. Not ringing a bell?
I recall none of that.
But do you remember the cliffhanger? Well, not the cliffhanger, but the big end. What did he do at the end?
Did he kill? He killed someone,
Yes.
but then he also made out with his mother.
Yeah, well, a little bit more than a make out, but yes!
Yes, well, it all starts somewhere.
Yeah, so he killed his dad, banged his mum.
Mm.
And then, in the end, mum passed away, sadly. Rip.
Of her own.
Fruition, yes. And then we ended with Oedipus shoving some nails or whatever into his eyeballs, pins into his eyes and blinding himself.
Oh, yeah, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
A healthy reaction.
Yep. Okay, so this episode we're going to talk more about his kids and what happened after. Because Oedipus kind of like stabs himself in the eyeballs and then he kind of like exiles himself. He like pieces out. He's like...
And then he has kids.
No, he had the kids already because they're his sister kids, brother kids.
Huh?
Because they're technically his half siblings as well as
Oh,
his
that's
children.
right. Because, yeah.
They're
gotcha.
with...
Yeah.
They share a mother.
Mm.
So,
Birthdays would be really hard.
so do I call you daddy or bro? Okay. But so he had 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
2 boys, 2 girls. Not that it's not that.
What?
I thought you were gonna say something, and I'm like, it's not that exciting.
I didn't think it was that exciting, to be honest with you.
Okay, so the 2 boys' names are Eteocles and Polynices. Okay.
Did you spell those phonetically?
No.
Oh, some of them might be wrong.
I'm pretty solid on Polynices. Eteocles, 50-50. No, I'm pretty sure.
It sounds right.
It sounds right. So, I don't know if they were twins or if they're just brothers. But so, Oedipus, I was going to say Oedipus again. Oedipus pieces out. He was king, remember, of Thebes.
Mm.
So, he pieces out, and so the 2 brothers, they agree to share the ruling and take turns. So, like, 1 year I'll rule, 1 year you rule. Which makes me feel like maybe they were twins. Because you're like, if one was older, you'd just be like, well, tough.
I'm the oldest.
Yeah, it's like, tough titties, mate. I'm doing it. And even then, it's like, dude, if you're twins, it's not like you came out of the womb at the exact same time. One of you came first, and
You don't know that.
just fly it out. But that's still one after the other.
It could just be one large.
Or is a cesarean and just 2 sets of hands?
It could have both been a natural and cesarean.
Oh, that would be a terrible time for the mother. Exploding from all
Maybe
ends.
that's the real reason why she's no longer here.
She's just like, I'm done. My body's screwed. Okay, so they agreed. Shockingly, that didn't work.
Oh no. Heavens.
So, Eteocles went first, and at the end of the year, he was like, lol jokes, I'm staying king, get out. And so drove his brother out of the city. He was like, get out of here. It's my city. I'm the captain now. Get out. And so Polynices runs off to a city called Argos. Argos? Whatever. A fun fact, though, that I've inserted. So Eteocles, the word Eteocles means true glory, and Polynices means full of contention. And you're like, oh.
You'd think they would have put that together.
I wonder why he's full of contention. Okay. So anyway, so he goes off to Argos, and there is obviously a king. I don't know why I'm so handsy today. I'm sorry. I need like longer nails to like really clickety clack. But anyways, so there's the king of Argos, and his name is Adrastus, and so bringing back the oracles, he went and had a chat with an oracle, and he was told to yoke his daughters, this is a quote, yoke his daughters to a boar and a lion. Which, like, means, like, tie them to a bear and a lion. Or, like, commit them to a bear and a lion. But he walked away super confused.
I would imagine he'd be as confused as I am currently.
Yeah, he's just like, what did you take today? 'Cause, like...
So, he wants them to marry a lion?
Yeah, and a boar. Sexy. Spicy.
I'm just thinking about how that would work.
Well, Tim's episode, she banged a bull, so, you know, anything's possible.
Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
No, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. So, okay, so he goes back home, and then one night he's in his palace and he hears a kerfuffle outside, right? And so he goes outside being like, what is all this ruckus? And it's Polynices is having a fight with this guy named Tidius. He was in this dude, Tidius, was in a I'm not certain on that at all, but we're going to roll.
Yeah, I can see there's no phonetic spelling there. So I am concerned.
Tydeus. So I would think Tideus, right? Or just Titus?
I would have said Titus.
All right, well, let's go Titus. It's easier to say.
No, I don't want to be the wrong person. I'd rather you take that again.
I would Google it, but my phone's over there, so I can't. Anyway.
You literally have two laptops in front of you. Throw that out there.
Titus. It's not giving me a pronunciation. Here we go. Okay. Google Translate. It's loading.
Tidius.
It is Tidius. There we go. So I'm good. I was right. This time. For now. Anyways, so Tidius was in a vaguely similar situation as Polynices, that he was exiled from his home. Unfortunately, unfortunately for the other guy, Tidius wasn't exiled because he was wronged like Polynices. He was exiled because he killed someone.
Okay, so for a real reason.
Yeah, he committed homicide, and so yes, they were like, get out. And so it's kind of like fair enough. Whereas Polynices, it's a bit like,
Just hard done by.
yeah, a little bit. Anyways, so they're fighting. These two dudes are having a fight, and Adrestus, the king of Argos, notices that one's holding a shield with a boar on it, and one's holding a shield with a lion on it. And he's like, oh my god, the oracle's not insane.
I would still say the oracle is insane.
Well, like,
But
I'm just like, you see these dudes like having a random fight. I don't know why your brain would be like, they're the ones for my daughters. You know what I mean?
You've got to marry them off.
Well,
They don't have much time to live. They've got to get in and out.
yeah, but like maybe marry. I don't know. Like Polynices has been wronged. Don't get me wrong, but like maybe pick Eteocles. You know, he's an actual king at the moment, instead of the grumpy guy picking fights in your city.
Yeah, but
But the oracle said.
Eteocles is a jerk.
Well, yeah, but like financially.
All about money with these people.
Anyways, so he like tells them to stop fighting, tells them chills out, and then immediately marries his two daughters off to them. And then he also says he'll help them get their homes back. I don't think Tidius really deserves his, but he said he'll help them both.
Right.
Starting though with Thebes. So Adrestus brings together 7 heroes and then their legions, and they go off to Thebes, right? So there is a small hiccup because one of the heroes, this is the one I've phonetically written out, Amphiaraus, he's also a seer, like a kind of his own version of an oracle type thing. And so he can see into the future, and he sees that literally all 7 dudes are going to die, except for Adrestus, the king of Argos. So obviously he's seeing his own death, and so he's kind of like, guys, I don't really want to go.
Okay.
Like, can we maybe rethink this for a second? Because literally we're all dying.
Why doesn't he just not go?
Well, okay, so here's why he doesn't just not go. Because, so, he does try and warn them, but in the past, Adrestus... So he's married to Adrestus's sister, okay? And apparently they had an argument in the past about whatever. And they decided after this argument that if they ever had an argument again, the sister would make the final decision. Like, you know, if they couldn't choose on what to do, the sister would be the one to decide.
Right.
Polynices knows of this agreement. And so he goes to the sister and bribes her with this necklace he stole from Thebes as he pieced out type thing. So, even though... So Amphiaraus tries to convince them, and then Adrestus is like, well, it's up to the sister. And the sister's like, to war!
All for a necklace.
All for a necklace. Even though her husband's going to die.
Yeah.
She's just
they're
like...
not the brightest, are they?
No, she's just like, oh, but shiny.
She's a magpie.
Oh, yes. Also, speaking of magpies, I'm so sorry for like the background noise because there's so many cicadas going today. But you know, summer in Australia, it is what it is. I should have said that at the beginning, but anyways, lol. So Amphiaraus does tell his son though before he leaves to like avenge me because like I ain't coming back. So love you, bye. So off they go. 7 of them march off to Thebes. But now this is where our old friend Oedipus I keep going to say it. So he's wandering around blind, right? He's just kind of going from place to place with his daughter Antigone. So in a play that was written by Sophocles, it says that he's made his way to Athens. But the people want him gone because they're like, you're a mum banger. You had sex with your mum. Ew, get out.
You're a blind mum banger.
Yeah, we don't want you.
Murderer.
You're bad juju. Get out. Which, like, kind of like... I kind of get. Like, yeah, he did...
But also, it's not any of their issues.
Well, but he did kill someone as well.
Yeah, see, that I would understand.
Yeah. I'm like, I get, it's like, you're just bad vibes all around. Like, get out of here. So, you know, obviously he's feeling a bit sad because, you know, nobody wants him there. So the people are telling him off, like, to get out. And then his other daughter, Ismene, pops up by and announces, who knows what. This is in a play. So, like, there's no, some of these things that don't really make sense. But she pops on stage and she's like, whoever has the bones of Oedipus, their city can't be captured.
Okay.
So Polynices then appears, and so does Creon, who was Oedipus's uncle, I think. Yeah, his uncle. He was the brother of the... So he's like on Eteocles' side in Thebes.
You just said a lot of names.
So, you're Oedipus, and he killed his dad,
Yeah.
right? So this is the brother of the dead dad.
Okay.
And he's on the side of the son who's ruling. Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously he stayed in Thebes, and he's like, well, fair enough. He took the leadership. So Polynices appears, and so does Creon, and they both attempt to kidnap Oedipus because they're like, oh, like, you know, if we have Oedipus, apparently Thebes can't be captured. Well, like, so if Eteocles has it, Thebes can't be captured. Polynices has it, then theoretically it can't. What was it?
Okay, yeah, because if he takes it, then it wouldn't be in the place
Thebes,
that he
yeah.
can. Okay.
Yeah. But they fail. They can't get him. And instead he gets obviously super pissy and he's like, use it, dickheads.
Nah. Language warning.
And he curses them both. And so he goes on this now, like this big monologue, and he praises his daughters and says how, because they're the only ones who care for him. And he declares, this is a quote, that his sons, that they are not true men, not women. As for you, the pair of you are bastards, not my sons. Bum, bum, bum. He
Disowned.
Yeah. And then he also announces more to Polynices that your spear will never win back your homeland, nor will you ever again see the hill-grit Argos. By your own brother's hand, your doom will come, his from you whom he banished. That makes sense? Do you get it?
Basically, in English, your brother's going to seek revenge.
It's pretty much saying that they're going to kill each other.
Right.
That, like, doing this isn't going to get you anything, but both of you dying.
Okay.
So, you know, sucks for them. But it also confirms what the other guy said, that they're going to die. Like, they're not, like, no one's winning this type thing.
Does anyone ever win?
Well, someone does.
Maybe the bull in Tim's story won.
he ended up just chilling in a field. Like he ended up pretty good. No, well, whoever's left wins, but not them. It's like whoever likes chilling in the background and doesn't get involved, and then they're all dead. He's like, well, my time to shine.
Just walk on in there.
Yeah, just struts in. Sorry, I shouldn't say I have to edit out so many arms. So, the 7 arrive at Thebes, right? There's 7 heroes in front of 7 gates, because it all lines up. And then there's 7 Theban heroes to defend the gates.
Right.
And then I'm assuming there's like armies behind them, but you know. This is the main thing. It's 7 against 7. Apparently some declared that Creon's son, so the uncle's son, had to be sacrificed to Ares, so the god of war, for Thebes to win. And so the son just offed himself. Willingly.
As you.
He was just like, Thebes is more important. And it's like...
Yeah, a whole city, one person. I get it. I get it.
He really loved his city, that's for sure. Okay, and so they all stood at the gates. Shockingly, Polynices and Eteocles are like at the same gate. As if that wasn't, you know.
Wasn't planned.
Okay. But they're facing off. And so, to begin with, the Argives, so the side that Polynices is on, is doing really well and pushes the Thebans back into the city. But then apparently, one of the Argives, gets really cocky and climbs up to the top of the wall, because there is apparently a wall. Well, of 7 gates, obviously, there's a wall.
No, there's just gates and you can walk around them.
It's just gates. It's like, guys, why don't we just go around them? So he climbs to the top of the wall and said that even Zeus can't beat me. And so Zeus promptly sends a lightning bolt and he's dead.
Well, I guess that will teach you not to.
You don't call out Zeus. Like, I'm sorry, but that's never going to get you anywhere.
So he was just sitting up there and he was just like, how dare you?
Literally. He's gone up. This guy's gone up. I'm the best. Zeus just like, Zoop. Zeus is just like...
You should have spelled that phonetically.
Zoop. Yeah, so he's just like, I'm the best. And then he's just like, no, you're not. Lol, jokes, dead.
You should have just done it with all of them.
The others are obviously more intelligent to not...
They're still at war.
Well, yeah, they're still all gonna die, so... After that, the Thebans then got the upper hand and started... What I have to deal with. The cicadas are one thing, but...
Broom, broom.
Some of these cars, you're just like... Are you just stopped? Like, why? Like,
Just revving your engine out the front of your place.
like, there was one this morning. Like, it's still going. Like, why aren't you moving? Like, hurry up. But, like, yeah, like, there was some car at, like, 5 a.m, and we're like, there's no traffic. Like, what are you
Just
like?
leave.
Why is this taking so long? Okay, anyways, so the Thebans are winning now. Titius, one of the dudes with the shield, right? I actually don't know who had which. It just said one had a lion, one had a boar.
Right.
But, so one of the shield bearers, whatever. He was fighting a dude, and they both got mortally wounded. Like, so they're dying, right? Athena, for some reason, really liked Titius. No idea why, he's the murderer, but she liked him, right?
Oh, sometimes you can't help your feelings.
Well, and so she goes to Zeus and asks for a potion to give him immortality, right?
Right.
Lucky duck. Amphiaraus was having none of that. He's like, I'm dying today, so is this dickhead.
Uh-huh.
Because he was still pretty salty that he's even at war. Because he was like, you know, told you people that this is a terrible idea. Why are we here? So he goes to the guy that Titius was fighting and chops off his head. So he's dead.
Mm.
And then he gives it to Titius to be like, look, I got him for you. But for some reason, Titius then decides to crack open the dude's head and starts having a little feast on his brains.
Zombie.
It's like, he was exiled for homicide, remember? So we don't know how bad that homicide...
Just a pre-war snack.
Or mid-war.
Mid-war snack. Pull over for a Powerade and a brain.
But so, like, he's just like, nummies. Like, num, num, num.
You didn't even cook it. Like, come on.
So uncivilized. So yeah, we don't know how. So it's kind of like, I see why you were exiled now. Like, this is your MO.
There's some red flags coming up here.
It's like, I get it. I get it now. And then the other king married his daughter to him. It's like, red flags everywhere.
Yeah, she's not going to end well.
But so Athena sees this, and that's her line. She's like, that's nasty. And so destroys the potion and is like, nah, you can
die.
You can die. And so then he does. He just dies from his wounds.
Why don't you just keep the potion?
I don't know.
Or drink it herself?
Well, she already is immortal. Athena's a goddess. BT dubs.
See, that would have been really nice to know. Because, you know, originally I was thinking, wow, Zeus is so approachable. And obviously she's close to him.
It's his daughter. Athena supposedly sprung from his brain. Like from his head. She just
Just a thought.
She just appeared one day.
Does that mean she has no mum?
Yeah, theoretically, yeah, she has no mum.
Poor gal.
Sad days. But yes. This is me just assuming everyone knows who Athena. Yes, so she's the goddess of wisdom.
Hence the brain.
Wisdom and war and other things. But yeah,
So she would have had a real terrible time watching this war and then someone losing their wisdom.
And eating a brain.
Mm.
Yes, she's just like, no. You don't deserve to be immortal with me, because she's already immortal. So she was like, that, and that's the thing. So it was granting him immortality, because she was like, you're hot. Come,
Eat my brain.
Eat my brain.
Disgusted.
So he's dead. That's one of the 7 dead. Then Amphiaraus tries to run away because he's like, I'm done. I don't want to die. He doesn't actually technically die though. But as he's trying to run away, Zeus is like, interferes again and is like, lol, not too fast, not so fast. I forget what the saying is. Anyways, so he just kind of opens the ground and swallows him up alive because Zeus likes seers. And so he then kind of like lives in this underground shrine as kind of like he's swallowed alive, but I assume kind of more as like a ghost dude, and he becomes like a oracle to other heroes in the future.
So they can get in to see him, but he can't get out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Has he heard of a shovel?
I don't think so. Or he could shovel his way out, but like maybe Zeus would just be like, lol, nope. Sucks to be you.
Back you go.
Okay. And so he's kind of, so that's 2 of the 7 out, right? So then we come to Polynices and Eteocles. They come together and they're fighting each other, both obviously trying to kill each other. I have another quote, and this is by Euripides I'm not sure if this is a poem or another play, but it's called Phoenician Women, right? Oopsies, pink pillow. So the quote is, they ran a dreadful race straight toward each other and clashed like savage boars, wetting their teeth, the white foam slathering down to soak their chins. Eteocles, the sword transfixed the side of Polynices and struck between his lower vertebrae. The poor man fell, contorting ribs and belly, coughing his life out in spouts of crimson blood. Eteocles, convinced he was winning, nay, that he had already won the battle, dropped his sword to the earth and began to strip his brother of his armour. From Polynices, though, gasping out his last tormented breath, still clutched his sword and painfully, feebly managed to thrust it through his...
Thrust it through his...
brother's vitals. So side by side, the brothers fell to earth, one by the other.
That's kind of sweet.
Just you.
They're dying together.
Well, like, his worst mistake, it's like he started to strip his brother of his armor. It's like, why? Like...
Yeah, just leave him there.
Just leave. Walk away. If he'd walked away, he would have bled out and be done. He severed his vertebrae. Like, he done for.
Yeah, but maybe he just wanted maybe it was cool armor.
Or maybe it was like Theban history, I don't know. Who knows? But
Could have been his daddy's.
it could have been. But would he really want his daddy's?
Mm-hmm. Could have been his mummy's.
Maybe it was his granddaddy's.
Yeah. Or his uncle's.
So that all happens. Adrestus naturally escapes on a magical horse.
Yeah.
No extra information, just...
Being horse, see ya.
Yeah, bye.
Does the horse fly at least, or?
It just says magical. So I don't think so, because, like, we do have the flying horse, which is, like, the Pegasus, and Pegasus doesn't come into things.
I want to know what makes his horse magical.
He can just keep running. Maybe he's very quick.
Zoomies.
He's got the zoomy. It's not magical. He's just a little baby and he's ready to go.
He's got a 10 horsepower.
Horsepower.
Wait, 10's not that much, is it?
Props not. You have to ask Xavier. So he pieces out. And let's just recall that he's married his daughters to two of these dudes who are now dead.
Right.
And so you're like, what was the Oracle thinking, quite frankly?
Well, I guess no harm, no foul. Because now the daughters can go on and do whatever they want.
Yeah. They're like, you know, it was something dramatic. Their dad didn't die. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah. Probably didn't have any feelings towards them yet.
Probably not. 100% not. Especially the one who ate the brains.
Nom nom.
Okay, so then Sophocles talks about what happens next in his play Antigone, right? So after the battle, which, by the way, Antigone's probably one of, I think it is like Sophocles' like most famous play. It's how I can confidently say I know how to say Antigone.
Confidently speak.
Because otherwise I could be like, it's Antigone.
Well, that doesn't sound like a name, does it?
No. So after the battle, Creon becomes king of Thebes. So he wins. He's the one who, the uncle.
The uncle.
Uncle, yeah. So he's the one
who did nothing.
Well, I'm assuming he did fight with Eteocles. And, like, his son did sacrifice himself, so that does kind of suck. But he's now king.
Okay.
For
nice.
now.
Oh.
Foreshadowing. So he casts out all the attackers, including Polynices, just out into the fields outside of the Theban walls to just rot, right?
Mm.
Which, for, like, in Greek funerary customs and culture, like, that's a big no-no. Like, normally you, like, that's really bad to be, like, leaving a body to just rot. Because then
Yeah.
Because it's like, those concepts of, like, they won't have an afterlife and stuff.
Yeah. They weren't put to rest.
Yeah. Antigone, obviously, doesn't love that idea because, like, Polynices was still her brother. And so she wants to give him some sort of burial so he can still have... so he can be put to rest and have an afterlife in some respect. Her sister is, like, horrified, though. Because she's like, if you go do this, though, you're going against the king's wishes.
True.
Which is why this play is so, like, popular, because it's, like, that thing of, it's, like, a heated debate of, like, do you follow the laws of man that, like, we make ourselves, or the laws of, like, divinity and, you know, like, do you follow your religious beliefs or the law of, you know, normal life type thing?
Yeah.
But she doesn't care. So she goes out to his body. And when I say burial, like, she's just one chick, right? So she doesn't bury him. Literally all she does is goes and gets a handful of dirt and scatters it across his body.
Nice.
Because she's just like, it's better than nothing.
A little dusty.
The thought's there. I tried. But it's enough that Creon's pissed that someone would go against his, like, ruling. And so condemns her to death.
Does she get a burial?
Yes. In a bad way.
Oh, my.
So he decrees for her to be sent to a cave and be buried alive in it. So,
Okay. So, yeah, she got a burial.
So for her to go into this cave and, like, have rocks built into the mouth type thing and just leave her in it type thing.
Oh.
But everyone warns Creon that that's, like, way too harsh. Like, that's way too intense for what she did. And, like, if you do this, there's going to have some really intense repercussions.
Yeah.
Especially because it is that thing of, like, she was doing what the gods want. And so if you punish her for this so severely, like, you're going to have...
You've gone against the gods.
Yeah. So, at first he's like, nah, off. Yeah, off she goes. And then at the last minute, he was kind of like, yeah, maybe this is a bad idea. So, he goes to get her, right? But sadly, she'd already hung herself in the cave. Which mildly, like, fair enough. Like, why would you want to just, like, starve in a cave? Like,
who gave her the rope?
Who the hell knows? Maybe someone nice who was like that sounds terrible to say nice, but, like, out of mercy.
But, like, a knife would have been easier.
Well, I wouldn't have thought there'd be, like, a hanging spot in a cave.
Yeah, maybe like a cute little hook. Like, what?
I don't know. But, yeah, someone obviously, like, mercy was like, dude... You starving to death in this thing.
This is your way out if you choose to take it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to put another disclaimer on this one. Because you're...
Oh my God, what? All of mine is so gruesome.
Trigger warnings. It's the myths. The next one, your special one, I promise won't be that gruesome. It's just going to be entertaining as hell. So, Creon's son, though, right? Is actually engaged to Antigone, which is mildly weird because he's engaged to his cousin, but
we've all been there.
This family's already a mess.
What's one more?
But anyways, so obviously he goes with his father. He sees her body and is devastated. Why he wasn't devastated before that, I don't know. Like, why wasn't he, like, fighting for her to not get...
Maybe he was.
Well, I don't know. But he's devastated. And so he's so upset, and he draws his sword, and he lunges for his dad, right? But he's not very good with a sword, by the sounds of it, because he misses and somehow kills himself.
Uno reverse.
Yeah, reverse. It's just, yeah, so it's like, you're like, did he, like, swing and just...
All the way around the world. He's got himself in the back.
Whoops. And then his mother is then obviously so devastated by the death of her son. So then she then also ends her own life.
But the dad's fine.
But Creon's, yeah. And he's still king.
Imagine just standing there and having your kid try to kill you, miss and then kill himself, and you're just still standing there being like, I've raised a loser. He doesn't even know how to kill me.
Just like, I failed. That's so morbid. Like, he's on the ground and you're like...
How embarrassing.
You are a disappointment.
Throw a little bit of dirt on top and walk away.
Oh, no. Oh, that's so bad. I'm lucky I'm making these episodes explicit because... Oh, I'm so sorry for our very dark sense of humour. Anyways, but yeah, and so that's the end of the tale. That's the end of That's the Battle of Thebes. For Thebes.
You know, I could have summed that up really easily and just said everyone dies, uncle is king.
The other sister's still alive. Technically still is Oedipus. He's still chilling somewhere.
And Zeus is nice, but also not nice.
He's
So why can
He's
Zeus
okay.
move Earth? I thought he was only electric man.
I don't know. Zeus is
Flash.
Flash. I don't know. Zeus is king of the gods. Maybe he just struck some lightning and it opened up the hole. And then he quickly was like, there.
Just a little spade and just
He's just there
Cover that
filling
in.
it in. But yeah, no. So it's a bit more than just everyone dies. But yes. I don't know if all the Argives died. Like, they're 7 heroes. Well, obviously, Creon lived. I assumed he's one of their heroes.
the dude foreshadowed that they'll all die anyways. Maybe they did.
All the Thebans. The 7 on the... Not the Thebans.
Do you want to go?
back to front.
Do you want to go back through your notes?
I don't know if the 7 Thebans died, because technically Creon didn't. It was prophesied that the 7 Argives would die, except for the king of Argos.
Oh, that's right, because the dude got away with his magic horse.
With his magic horse.
His zoomy horse.
His zoomies. But yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Fun. Great time. Anyways. Oh, my ear's sore with this thing. Thank you for joining.
Thanks.
And thank you everyone for listening. I know it's a bit of a mess and I know the background noise is annoying, but like, we're dealing with it. Anyways, okay, thanks, bye!